Hi everyone, thanks for watching, and I'm still thinking about Tom Petty, who died earlier this week at age 66, and I got to thinking just how many songs I really like by this man, so many that I had a difficult time narrowing it down to 25. And one thing that helped me do that was the fact that luckily right now I haven't heard really any of his newer music of the last, I'm going to say 20, 24 years, something like that. I recently got hold of Hypnotic Eye, his 2014 release, and I haven't heard it yet, but I will. So this is only going to go from 1976 to 1993, and therefore I don't have albums included on my list like Echo, The Last DJ, the Mudcrutch albums, She's the One, the soundtrack, Hypnotic Eye, A Highway Companion. So I'm pretty much limiting it, going down just to around 93 or so, I think, if I got the years right. Also, I'm not including, as I do this, a couple of things here, like the Traveling Wilburys, the two albums that Tom did with the rest of his friends there. I kind of think of those as Traveling Wilburys albums, so I'm not going to include them. Also, I left out the song, I didn't rank it, the song Stop Dragging My Heart Around. Even though, of course, Tom Petty, it's his baby, too. I think about that more as a Stevie Nicks song, only because it was on the Belladonna album by her. So I won't, it's a duet, so I won't really consider that in here. So, here's the songs that I came up with, and really hard to rank them. Starting out with number 25. I went with the Tom Petty cover of the Thunderclap Newman song, Something in the Air. I think that's a pretty good version by Tom Petty, and therefore I put it at number 25, bringing up the rear here. Number 24, I went with the song I Need to Know. Okay. Number 23, Into the Great Wide Open. Number 22, You Don't Know How It Feels. Number 21, Even the Losers, which is on the album that I held up. Now we go into the top 20. Number 20, I started with the song Rebels for number 20. Number 19, I went with Learning to Fly. Number 18, Don't Come Around Here No More. Number 17, it's the first entry from his great Full Moon Fever album, Love is a Long Road. I put it 17. Number 16, following another song from that album, You're So Bad, at number 16. Number 15, Don't Do Me Like That. Number 14, Change of Heart. Number 13, I Won't Back Down. Number 12, I went with A Woman in Love, It's Not Me, for number 12. And then number 11 is a song that I think a lot of people would put at number 1 or in the top 5 maybe. For me, I've never been as wild about it as everybody else, but it's still good enough to me to be number 11 on my list, and that's Breakdown. So now we're going to the top 10. Number 10, I went with the song The Waiting to kick off the top 10 going backwards. Number 9 and number 8 are both songs that are so good, but they're so played out on radio. I almost didn't want to put them in the top 10. I'm so overdosed on them these past years. But I had to try to take them for how great they are and kind of balance it in with how overplayed they are. So number 9, I went with Free Fallin', which of course, as we know, we hear on the radio every hour. I almost dread it coming on because it's killing the song for me when I'm at work and you hear it. Number 8 is also a song like that, Running Down a Dream. Two great songs here, 9 and 8, from his Full Moon Fever album. But they probably deserve to be higher, but I'm kind of taking into account that they're a little played out to me right now, but they're really great songs. Number 7, I went with a song called Listen to Her Heart. And number 6, I went with a song that a lot of people seem to forget or don't talk about much, and it's a pretty good rocker. Number 6, Jammin' Me, which I think is often forgotten by Tom Petty. Then we go into the top 5, and you know, what order to put these songs in, near impossible. They could change on any given day. You know, that's the whole spiel with that. Number 5, I went with Here Comes My Girl, which is, you know, also on this album. You know, I just happen to have this. I've got a bunch of Tom Petty albums in my collection. This is the only one I have handy right now for the video. So I'm going to hold it up for the remainder of the video, just to have Tom present. So yeah, number 5 was Here Comes My Girl. Number 4, how do you not put this at number 1? You know, there's so many good choices for number 1. But for number 4, I went with American Girl, which I really love. And in some ways, that's the quintessential Tom Petty song. Number 3, I returned to this album here that I'm holding for Refugee at number 3, which could have easily been number 1 or 2, you know. But I put Refugee at number 3 today, on this date anyway. Check back with me at the next Tom Petty ranking, and we'll see where it goes. Now for the top 2 songs. I really did a lot of thinking to which one to put number 1 and which one to put number 2. And like I said, again, either one of them could have been at number 1. I mean, on a given day, I could change them around, but I decided to go with the order here. Number 2, Mary Jane's Last Dance, which I think is it's from this Greatest Hits CD. I mean, I think Tom made it, and it made its debut here on the Greatest Hits CD. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' Greatest Hits. Mary Jane's Last Dance, just an amazing song, an amazing video, too, that I believe won an award at the time. I love the video for that one. It's just really, really, really great. It's really kind of a little twisted, but that's what makes it great. You got to see it if you haven't. And at number 1, I went with the song You Got Lucky, which I don't think a lot of people would put at number 1. You Got Lucky is a song from 1982, and you know, and the reason I put it at number 1 was because out of all the songs I mentioned here, I mean, a lot of these songs are part of my youth, a part of my growing up, my teens and my 20s, really. So they really strike a nerve with me. But the reason why, of all of them, I put You Got Lucky at number 1, out of all the songs here, I think that one just hits a chord with me. It's something I was experiencing at the time. It's a song about, you know, if you have a girl and she decides to go or to leave you, or you split up or whatever. It's a song of confidence, kind of like, go, just go. You got lucky. Remember, good love is hard to find, and you got lucky when I met you. Or when I found you, excuse me. Let me get the words right. When I found you, you got lucky. That kind of thing. It's a little bit pompous, but it's a kind of like self-preservation confidence song. And that's what I was feeling at the time. And because I had, you know, broken up with a girl at the time. And not just the meaning of the song, but also just where I was in my life at that time, at the age of 20, 21. That was during that passage of that time. And it just struck a nerve in my life. And that's why, while it may not be the very best song, perhaps Mary Jane's Last Dance is a better song, and some others, that has a special meaning and echoes a time in my life for me. So that's why it's number 1. You Got Lucky. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and let me know what you think of these choices and what some of your favorites, or least favorites.